American alligator. The American alligator inhabits freshwater wetlands throughout the southeastern United States, from the Carolinas to Texas, with Florida and Louisiana hosting the largest populations. Adults typically reach 10 to 15 feet in length, with males growing larger than females. They can weigh between 500 to 1,000 pounds, with exceptional specimens exceeding 1,200 pounds. The alligator's broad snout and dark, armored body distinguishes it from crocodiles, featuring a blackish-green coloration that provides excellent camouflage in murky waters. Young alligators have bright yellow bands that fade with age. American alligators can exert the strongest bite force of any living animal in North America, and they've made a remarkable conservation comeback after nearly being hunted to extinction in the early 20th century. Black Caiman. The black caiman dominates the freshwater systems of the Amazon basin, ranging across northern South America. As the largest predator in the Amazon ecosystem, males can reach impressive lengths of 13 to 16 feet, with exceptional specimens growing up to 20 feet and weighing up to 1,100 pounds. Its name comes from its distinctive dark coloration. Adults display an almost pitch-black skin that appears armored due to heavy osteoderms, while juveniles show yellowish bands with black spots. The black caiman has a relatively broad snout compared to true crocodiles, powerful jaws lined with 72 to 80 teeth, and distinctive raised ridges over the eyes. Broad-snouted Caiman. The broad-snouted caiman inhabits a variety of freshwater environments across eastern and central South. As a medium-sized crocodilian, it typically reaches 6 to 8 feet in length, with males growing larger than females, and weighs between 150 to 200 pounds. True to its name, this caiman features an exceptionally wide, rounded snout, broader than most other caiman species, giving it a distinctive appearance. Its coloration ranges from olive green to grayish-brown on top with a yellowish or cream-colored underside, and its heavily armored skin has bony plates embedded throughout. The broad-snouted caiman adapts remarkably well to various habitats, from marshes and swamps to man-made environments like cattle ponds. Chinese alligator. The Chinese alligator is found exclusively in a small region of the Yangtze River Basin in eastern China. Significantly smaller than its American cousin, it typically grows to just 4 to 7 feet in length and weighs between 80 to 100 pounds. Its appearance is distinguished by a more robust armored body, with bony plates called osteoderms, covering nearly its entire back and belly, and it has a shorter, blunter snout than the American alligator. The Chinese alligator's coloration is dark gray or black, with yellowish or cream-colored banding patterns. Cuviers dwarf caiman. The Cuviers dwarf caiman inhabits forested rivers, streams, and flooded forests throughout the Amazon and Orinoco river basins in South America. As its name suggests, it's the smallest living crocodilian species, typically reaching just 4 to 5 feet in length and weighing a modest 15 to 40 pounds. This diminutive caiman features distinctive bony plates on its neck and back, forming 4 to 6 rows of armor, and unusually, it has a brownish-gray coloration with dark bands or spots that provide excellent camouflage among forest floor leaf litter. Its most distinctive feature is an unusually high, dome-shaped skull with an upturned snout that gives it a somewhat prehistoric appearance. Schneider's smooth-fronted caiman. The Schneider's smooth-fronted caiman inhabits fast-flowing, clear water streams and rivers in the northern and central regions of South America, particularly in the Amazon and Orinoco river basins. This medium-sized caiman typically reaches 5 to 7 feet in length and weighs between 40 to 70 pounds. As its name suggests, its most distinctive feature is a remarkably smooth forehead, lacking the raised ridges or knobs common in other caiman species, giving it a sleek profile. Its slender snout is longer and narrower than other caimans, adapted for catching fish in swift currents. The coloration ranges from olive green to dark brown on top, with a cream or yellowish underbelly. Spectacled caiman. The spectacled caiman is widely distributed throughout Central and South America, ranging from Mexico to northern Argentina, making it the most abundant crocodilian in the Americas. This medium-sized caiman typically grows to 6 to 8 feet in length, with males reaching larger sizes and weighs between 90 to 150 pounds. Its name derives from the distinctive bony ridge between its eyes that resembles a pair of spectacles or eyeglasses. The body coloration varies from olive green to brownish gray, providing effective camouflage in murky waters, while its underside displays a creamy yellow hue. The spectacled caiman has a relatively broad snout compared to true crocodiles, but narrower than its close relative, the broad-snouted caiman. Yacare Caiman. The Yacare Caiman inhabits the wetlands, rivers, and flooded savannas of Central South America, primarily in Brazil and northern Argentina, with the Pantanal wetlands hosting its largest populations. This medium-sized crocodilian typically reaches 8 to 10 feet in length, with males growing larger than females, and weighs between 150 to 200 pounds. In appearance, the Yacare Caiman closely resembles the spectacled caiman, but can be distinguished by its slightly darker coloration, ranging from olive brown to nearly black, and the absence of the pronounced ridge between the eyes. Its body is heavily armored with bony plates, and it has a moderately broad snout with powerful jaws. African Slender-snouted Crocodile. The African slender-snouted crocodile inhabits the forested rivers, lakes, and swamps of western and central Africa, ranging from Senegal to Tanzania. This medium-sized crocodilian typically grows to 10 to 13 feet in length and weighs between 250 to 500 pounds. As its name suggests, it features a remarkably narrow, elongated snout that can be up to 5 times as long as it is wide at the base, perfectly adapted for catching fish in the murky waters it calls home. Its body is covered in smooth, evenly arranged scales, with a dark olive to brown coloration on top and cream to yellowish underside. The African slender-snouted crocodile has a distinctive row of raised ridges running from the back of its head down its neck. American crocodile. The American crocodile inhabits coastal areas and brackish water habitats along both the Atlantic and Pacific coasts of the Americas, ranging from southern Florida through the Caribbean, Central America, and northern South America. This large crocodilian typically reaches 11 to 15 feet in length, with exceptional specimens growing to 20 feet, and weighs between 400 to 900 pounds. In appearance, it features a relatively narrow, V-shaped snout compared to alligators, with a distinctly olive gray to grayish-brown coloration and irregular darker markings across its back. Forked teeth in the lower jaw are visible when the mouth is closed, a key identifying feature of true crocodiles. Australian Freshwater Crocodile. The Australian Freshwater Crocodile, often called the Freshie, is found exclusively in the northern regions of Australia, primarily in the freshwater rivers, billabongs, and lakes of Western Australia, Northern Territory, and Queensland. This relatively small crocodilian typically grows to 6 to 10 feet in length and weighs a modest 150 to 200 pounds. The Freshie is easily distinguished from its larger saltwater cousin by its much narrower, elongated snout and more uniform teeth size. Its coloration ranges from light to dark brown with darker bands or blotches across the body and tail. The Australian Freshwater Crocodile has a distinctive row of 4 large scales on the neck behind the head. Cuban Crocodile. The Cuban crocodile is one of the world's most endangered crocodilians, now restricted to the Zapata Swamp in Cuba and Isle of Youth, having once been more widespread throughout the Caribbean. This medium-sized crocodile typically grows to 7 to 10 feet in length and weighs between 150 to 300 pounds. The Cuban crocodile is notable for its bright coloration, a yellowish background with dark, irregular patterns that create a striking contrast, especially on the flanks and tail. It has a relatively short, broad snout compared to other true crocodiles, powerful jaws, and unusually long legs. Its scales are particularly rough and bony, creating a heavily armored appearance. Dwarf Crocodile. The dwarf crocodile inhabits the dense rainforests and swamps of Western and Central Africa, ranging from Senegal to Angola, often found in small streams, pools, and marshes beneath forest canopies. As one of the world's smallest crocodilians, it typically grows to just 4 to 5 feet in length and weighs a modest 40 to 70 pounds. Its coloration is predominantly black on top with a yellowish or cream-colored underside and juveniles display bright yellow banding that darkens with age. Fun fact: unlike most crocodilians that are primarily aquatic, the dwarf crocodile is highly terrestrial and often travels considerable distances through forest undergrowth during night hours. Morelets Crocodile. Morelets Crocodile, also known as the Mexican crocodile, inhabits the freshwater swamps, marshes, and slow-moving rivers of the Yucatan Peninsula, including parts of Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala. This medium-sized crocodilian typically reaches 6 to 10 feet in length, with exceptional specimens growing to 14 feet, and weighs between 150 to 400 pounds. In appearance, Morelets crocodile has a relatively broad snout for a true crocodile, displaying a grayish-brown to olive-green coloration with dark bands and spots across its back and tail. Its belly scales show a distinctive light gray or yellowish color, without the prominent ventral markings seen in some related species. The eyes protrude noticeably from the top of the head, providing excellent vision while remaining mostly submerged. Mugger Crocodile. The mugger crocodile, also known as the marsh crocodile, inhabits the freshwater lakes, rivers, and marshes across the Indian subcontinent, including India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and parts of Iran. This medium-sized crocodilian typically grows to 10 to 13 feet in length and weighs between 300 to 700 pounds. The mugger features a notably broad, flat snout, more resembling an alligator than most true crocodiles, with a distinctive bulge on the tip. Its coloration ranges from olive to grayish-brown, providing excellent camouflage in muddy waters, hence its mugger name, derived from the Hindi word for crocodile, magar. The Nile crocodile inhabits rivers, lakes, and wetlands throughout sub-Saharan Africa, from the Nile River basin to South Africa, making it the most widespread crocodilian in Africa. This formidable predator typically reaches 11 to 16 feet in length, with exceptional specimens growing to 20 feet, and weighs between 500 to 1,650 pounds, making it one of the largest crocodilian species. The Nile crocodile displays a dark bronze to olive-green coloration with darker crossbands on the back and tail, while its underside is yellowish. It features a relatively narrow snout compared to alligators, powerful jaws lined with 64 to 68 teeth, and distinctive raised ridges running from behind the eyes down the neck. Fun fact: the Nile crocodile is legendary for its incredible hunting prowess and is responsible for more human fatalities than any other crocodilian species. The West African crocodile inhabits freshwater rivers, lakes, and wetlands across western and central Africa, ranging from Senegal to Cameroon, and was only recently recognized as a separate species from the Nile crocodile in 2011. This large crocodilian typically reaches 8 to 13 feet in length and weighs between 300 to 800 pounds. In appearance, it closely resembles the Nile crocodile, but can be distinguished by subtle differences including a slightly broader snout, different scale patterns on the head, and often darker coloration with more pronounced banding. Its body displays an olive green to dark brown coloration, with irregular darker markings across the back and tail, while the underside remains cream to yellowish. The Orinoco Crocodile inhabits the freshwater rivers and wetlands of the Orinoco River Basin in Venezuela and Colombia, making it one of the most geographically restricted crocodilian species. This massive predator is South America's largest crocodilian, typically reaching 13 to 17 feet in length, with exceptional specimens growing to 23 feet and weighing between 800 to 1,500 pounds. The Orinoco crocodile displays a distinctive pale yellow to light tan coloration with dark brown or black banding across the back and tail, markings that remain vivid throughout its life. It features a relatively narrow snout compared to caimans, powerful jaws, and prominent ridges extending from behind the eyes down the neck. The Philippine crocodile is endemic to the Philippines, inhabiting freshwater rivers, lakes, and marshes primarily on the islands of Luzon and Mindanao, with small populations scattered across other islands in the archipelago. This relatively small crocodilian typically reaches 6 to 10 feet in length and weighs between 100 to 300 pounds. The Philippine crocodile has a distinctive broad, heavy snout and a golden brown to olive coloration with darker banding that becomes more pronounced in younger individuals. Its armor is particularly thick and pronounced, with large bony plates covering the back and neck, giving it a heavily armored appearance. The saltwater crocodile inhabits coastal waters, estuaries, and rivers across Southeast Asia and northern Australia, ranging from eastern India to the Philippines and south to northern Australia. This apex predator is the world's largest living reptile, with males typically reaching 14 to 17 feet in length and weighing 1,000 to 2,200 pounds, though exceptional specimens have been recorded at over 23 feet and 2,600 pounds. The salty displays a powerful build with a broad head, massive jaws containing 64 to 68 teeth, and distinctive raised ridges running from behind the eyes. Its coloration ranges from dark greenish-brown to almost black on top with a cream to yellow underside, and adults often lose the banding patterns seen in juveniles. Fun fact, the saltwater crocodile possesses the strongest bite force of any living land animal, capable of exerting over 3,700 pounds per square inch of pressure. And these were all of the crocodile species. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to check out my playlist right here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video.